All right, everybody, welcome back. Episode 13, I believe, Firestarter Coffee Podcast. My name is Jai. I am the owner of Firestarter Coffee. I roast coffee beans, and I sell them on the internet and in town here. And I'm doing a podcast, too, where I talk about coffee and business and updates and things that are going on and just random things I'm thinking about. I have a couple of things that are just, pretty random today I want to talk about. I didn't plan this one out a whole lot. I just got home from work from my day job, and I just kind of wanted to get some thoughts out and try to get this done before things get busy again in the evening. That's kind of how things are these days. It's kind of along the lines of what I want to talk about today. It's just being so busy and trying to manage everything and all that. I am still going strong on the coffee roasting. Obviously, there's a lot I want to do and ways I want to grow this winter. I'm going to be, I've been talking about this for a while, but I'm going to be very aggressively researching and looking at content creators that I can partner with, and, do sponsorships or whatever it is to try to get my coffee in front of more people's eyes. I am such an internet, I don't know what the word is, degenerate. I enjoy so many different things, like sports, music, YouTube drama, video games, you name it, like cooking videos. There's so much content that I like that I just want to start brainstorming the creators that I want to target that aren't, I can't afford to pay a million subscriber, internet celebrity, but I could afford to give some smaller creators some money and offer them give them a discount code to give to their viewers, and when they use a discount code I can give part of the profit to the creator. Stuff like that. It's kind of what I'm thinking right now. I just need to sit down and literally write down probably hundreds and hundreds of creators I'd like to reach out to, and try to get something going, in addition to doing my own content and growing a bit of a following myself. So that's going to be my main focus for the fall and winter, and I'm going to start doing that pretty soon. Still going strong. I sell a decent amount of coffee in my town, just from people hearing about it. I still need to I don't know what the word is, take over my town, kind of and no one really knows who I am still. So I'm trying to figure out ways to get more visibility just in town. I'm in a pretty well-known coffee shop in my town, so that's big. I think people are starting to hear more and more about it through that, but obviously I sell coffee to the coffee shop, and I sell coffee to a couple stores in town, so that has to, I'm about a year in, and I'm in a few stores and a coffee shop, so I think I'm doing okay for being a year in. I have really high expectations long term. So I'm not anywhere near where I want to be, but I do feel really lucky to be where I'm at currently. Just a little over a year into, after I launched last year. So that's good. I'm feeling good about it. And I have 2 new products. I just finished doing the labels. I'm not going to show them yet, but I just finished naming them and doing labels for 2 new products. I just bought the coffee. The coffee's coming in this week or next week, and then I'll have to take product photos and list it and make some videos and all that good stuff within the next week or 2. But it's going to be another medium roast and a dark roast. So people request dark roast a lot. And I get it. I used to like dark roast too when I was younger, but the more I got into coffee, the more I just wanted, I guess, to taste more of the natural flavors of the coffee and less bitterness, and So for me, a light to medium roast is the way to go. Depending on the beans, some beans really do better at a medium to dark range, but um, yeah, coffee's going pretty well. There's two main things I want to talk about this video. The first being something I was just thinking about today. Well, I think about it all the time, but today it came up again. And it's just the way AI is taking over customer service, I think is really questionable. And I have a gut feeling that it may turn out to be wrong, but I just have a feeling that the companies, especially the newer companies coming up that emphasize customer service through just real human interaction and really catering to the customers and being knowledgeable enough to have solutions for them, and to help them out and to be there for your customers. I think that's going to go a long way, and people might gravitate more towards those businesses over time. And I think businesses that really place a lot of emphasis on customer service, with real customer service reps that are knowledgeable and that aren't just like outsourced, where they don't really totally understand what's happening. And you hear so much complaining about it, and yet a lot of these major companies are still pushing so hard for either AI automation in customer service or outsourcing it. I just really have a hard time with that. I have a hard time with the overall job market and people losing their jobs left and right. We aren't hiring enough, and I have a problem with major companies who can afford it, who aren't investing in having a really positive customer service experience with their customers through hiring talent in their community. So you're hiring someone, you're giving them a good job, you're paying them a good wage, and they're incentivized to become an expert in that thing, and then the customer wins too, because the customer feels valued and they feel like their questions or issues are being addressed. I think it's a win-win. Getting messages. It may not be the most cost-effective way to do it. You may not become the biggest company in the world. You may, your margins may not be as good. You may not be able to serve tens of millions of people. But for a lot of us, if you're starting a business, you don't need to create the biggest company in the world. Like, I'd love for us all to remember that we can be real like forces for good if we employ people and give our customers great service. Just a thought I was having. Lately I've been having experiences, and I know a lot of other people have, through what I see and through people I talk to, just bad experiences with customer service. Whether it's on the phone or you're messaging like a chat bot, that literally have no idea. They just don't know how to answer your question. Like, I don't understand why we're doing this still, because they never understand like the questions you have or the problem you're having, or they never have an answer for it. It always ends in having to talk to a customer service rep. I mean, every single time. I've never started a chat and then had the bot give me the answer and then fix my issue. It's never been done, for me personally. So just some thoughts. There's a lot of, I just hear a lot of people frustrated, and they've been doing this for like 20 or 30 years. Like, when you call like a credit card company or something, and they just, it's a bot, and it's like, well, please describe your issue, or tell me this and this and this, and it's trying to like receive the information and know what to tell you, but it never does. They've been trying to do that, and it still doesn't work well. So, I'm really not down with that push to make customer service like more impersonal, and less, lower quality. It doesn't make any sense to me. Um, for a massive company that is looking at just the numbers, maybe it makes sense for them, but it's still kind of sad. And I'm sure 10 years from now it's going to be so much better, I'm sure. But for right now, it's really not working very well. That's just a thought I've been having. I'm always thinking about the job market. As someone who got laid off earlier this year, I have had very strong thoughts about the job market and employment and AI and all that stuff. Now I'm in a much better position. I have a great day job, and I'm doing this, and I have my coffee business that I'm growing. Obviously, sorry, I'm really tired. That is kind of the next thing I want to talk about was stress. I didn't really write many notes on this, but I've been very stressed lately. Not always in a negative way, just regular life busyness stress. A lot of it that is just part of things that I'm deciding to do, and that's I think part of growing up and being busy and building something and all that stuff wrapped together contributes to stress. And I'm sure you guys will understand what I'm talking about. There's many different types of stress that is out there and that I felt, like just being so busy, like that stress, being between just literally just having to work and then balance life and come home and take care of your home and cultivate a relationship and keep up with friendships and family and going to events and going to all these things, and you're trying to be there for everyone, and you're working and then your finances comes into that, and then there might be financial stress. And for me, I had my car just totally crapped out a couple weeks ago. I had to get a bunch of stuff fixed on it, which that was a stress, and it still is a stress even though it's fixed. So I'm in the market for a new truck, not new but used. And then there's for me, there's building a business and trying to keep up with that, and trying to grow it, and trying to stay active on like the internet, and there's just so many like types of stress coming from all angles, and I think that a lot of that's just part of growing up. And what I've willingly decided to kind of engage in, the things that I'm working on. And you have all sorts of stress in different ways, and I guess I just want to talk a little bit about how I manage that. Sometimes I don't manage it, and sometimes it doesn't work very well, but I really try my best to manage it as best I can. And some of the things that help me are, one, like being as organized as possible. Like I write everything down, like in like a notebook and in my notes. And I keep spreadsheets of everything, and I put dates next to everything, and I track like so much of what I'm doing, which helps me a lot. Staying organized, tracking things, making checklists like every day. It's also like a lot of times I'll start to feel stressed if I feel like I have a ton of stuff to do and I'm not getting it done, and I'm like just buzzing with like anxiety kind of. And a lot of times it's just you just have to shut your brain off, and you need to just get some stuff done. You need to check a bunch of stuff off your list. Like you need to and a lot of that is procrastination, and I'll put off things, and then all of a sudden I have a bunch of things to do at the last minute, and all that stuff really adds up. So, for me, if I can just consistently be getting things out of the way and checking them off and doing things that I don't necessarily want to do, that helps manage my stress, helps me feel like I don't have a ton of stuff to do. It helps me to find more time to relax and be able to enjoy doing nothing, because that's super important too. That's the next thing. Forcing yourself, finding time to relax. I go on walks, like couple mile walks, like frequently. Like I live next to a bike trail, which is super convenient, but go on walks, put do not disturb on my phone. I do that a lot recently. So no group chats are going off. I'm not getting calls or texts. I'm just unbothered. Going for walks, obviously. Working out just to shut my brain off too, and kind of get my body feeling more normal, like I'm using it like a human should. I don't know. And then a lot of times forcing myself at the end of the day to sit down for a couple hours and play video games or watch YouTube, or that's really important too. Like, I'm not, I'm like grinding a lot right now. I'm working a lot of hours. I'm building something. I'm doing a lot of stuff, but I don't really believe in like that taking over your whole life. Like, you gotta have some balance. Allow yourself to relax and enjoy living, as a human. And veg out or do something enjoyable. Let your brain recover by having it be quiet. Those are all things I do. It helps me manage it, even though sometimes it does still pile up. But I think that's just life. I've been thinking about that a lot too. That's life, and that's growing up, and that's becoming an adult and having responsibilities. And I think that's, to a certain extent, it's good. Like, I think a lot of times in this society, like, we're keeping ourselves, there's a lack of growing up, like, and becoming an adult and becoming a responsible person and like a decision maker and like someone who can handle things. And there's kind of a lack of that, I feel like, lately. And I don't know if that's just me like browsing the internet and getting angry about stuff I see, but a lot of complaining, a lot of like entitlement and thinking like, and there's also a lot of comparing to other people, which I've gotten in the trap of too, where you think, everyone else has it figured out. It's so easy for them. They have more money. They're more confident or whatever. All that stuff is just noise. And there's also like a lack of accountability. Like, people, when they mess up, they can't acknowledge it. And there's just so much weird stuff happening right now. And I don't know if it's always been like that throughout the world or if it's more pronounced now. I don't know. But sometimes I just have that feeling like, there's a lack of growing up. Like, I'm trying to grow up and take on responsibilities and be able to handle things and become kind of a leader in some sense. And sometimes, just trying to do it all, and so I can be a more steady person that people can rely on, and I can offer help to people later on whenever I kind of figure things out. I don't know. I'm definitely rambling. I don't know if that all made that much sense, but that's a lot of what I just wanted to get off my chest today. Complaining about chatbots and AI, and trying to manage stress, with all kinds of different stress. I know it's hard out there, but you got to manage that stress, and some cases just willingly take it on and figure it out, power through it, and be organized and let yourself relax. And I don't know. I'm not a great advice guy. I don't like giving advice that much because I don't have that much figured out. But that's just kind of where I'm at. Still going strong with coffee. I'm going to have 2 new coffees coming out in the next couple weeks, hopefully. And start reaching out to content creators and trying to build the brand and continuing to try to get the name out there. It's a really it's one of the most rewarding things I've done. It's a lot to do, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Other thing I'm working on is my album. It's the music's done, just waiting on the artwork to get done. So hopefully I'll have that, a full musical album, which has been a dream of mine since I was a teenager or in college. Like, I've done EPs and singles and stuff in the past under a different name, and I'm trying something new. gonna have a full album out, hopefully before the end of the year, and figure out how to get people to actually listen to it, without being too cringy. Music is I'm a little out of touch with like the current music world, so I don't know how people are really pushing themselves, and besides obviously TikTok, and I don't know. I mean, it used to be just upload to YouTube, post on Instagram a lot, and try to make as many music videos as you can, and then play physical shows as much as you can. Like, I think it's not so much like that anymore, and I'm gonna have to do some thinking about. Obviously TikTok is gonna be a part of it, and YouTube Shorts, because that's the best way to just get in front of people. But how I format the content and all that, I don't know. I'll figure it out. That's all for today. What is it? Thursday night. Have a good weekend, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Keep chugging along. That's it for now. Thanks.